I'm seeing red. The hunger for war is in my blood. Hunger is flowing through my lungs. You can see it in my eyes. I am the phoenix about to rise. I'm seeing red to a higher level again. Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing red to a higher level again. Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing. I'm seeing. One-man army under the gun. Locked and loaded. Here I come. Laying on your back. Always at the ready to attack. I'm seeing red to a higher level again. Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing red to a higher level again. Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing. I'm seeing. I'm seeing I'm seeing red to a higher level again. Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing red to a higher level again. Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing. I'm seeing. I'm seeing red.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Second Amendment Ranch. And today we have a treat. We talked about it last week. We talked to him a little bit. It was the first time watching the show. Everybody, welcome Luke from the UK to help us make fun of the UK's gun laws. And we were
Yeah,
talking a
Luke,
little-
welcome.
It is an absolute pleasure and a joy to be here tonight with everybody. Thank you for having me on. And if I need to repeat anything, just tell me. English is not my first language. I'm just going to warn you now. I speak it quite well, but it is not my first language. And it is a pleasure to see everyone tonight.
And we got everybody watching from all over the world. We got Luke from the UK that's here with us tonight. We got Julie from Australia that's in here. And all the rest of our friends watching and listening in the chat room there from all over the United States.
Yeah, so welcome. We're glad you're here. We were talking with Luke a little bit before the show, and there are some ridiculous gun laws that they have. Mr. Carl, can you pull that photo up of the compliant pistol again for us real quick?
I will get right on that.
Okay, he's going to get that set up down there. He was looking at something. There it is. I'm going to add this up.
These are UK compliant pistols. And if you look on the end of the grip,
I'll pull this one up for you. There you go.
If you look at the end of that grip, down at the bottom, there's that brass weight at the bottom. And you, if I remember right, you were telling us that is specifically a counterweight so that people cannot tuck them into their clothing.
Yes, this is to stop the right to carry, which I believe was taken away in 1920, where after a shooting in the Houses of Parliament.
So can't even concealed carry anywhere in the UK. Now I want to go back to what we were talking about just before before we started the show. You were saying you could not defend your home with the gun. Hey, you could not defend your home with a gun, and you couldn't use force until they were on the second floor.
That is what I can gather from it. The last time that I checked the legislation, yes, and as I was saying earlier, there is a big difference in what is classed as a firearm and what is not. So if you were to use a airsoft gun that is not painted like bright neon orange against somebody who was invading your personal space and trying to go through your belongings and things, that would be considered a firearms offense. But as far as I'm aware, a paintball gun is perfectly fine.
So you can't even defend your home effectively at all because drugs are a hell of a thing. And I'm sorry, if you shoot me with a paintball gun, even with, and they do have these, they have garlic pepper bullets, or basically pepper spray bullets for paintball guns now. And they're trying to make them to be this big badass thing, like, oh, you don't need a gun to defend your home, just shoot them with this shit. I'm going to shoot you with something that flies a lot faster and will put a hole through you.
A lot of less than lethals are banned in the UK too, like stun guns, tasers, pepper spray is also banned as far as I know. I'm not I'm not a lawyer or anything. Don't come at me with anything.
We always put that out on the show. We're
it's called freedom of speech on this show.
Well,
as far as I know, pepper spray is banned inside of the UK.
So you can't even use more effective means to defend your home.
He can't even use an air pistol with a CO2 cartridge.
I cannot use a spring-powered air pistol, a CO2-powered air pistol, or a pre-charged pneumatic air pistol on a person because that is considered a deadly weapon.
Now he was
also with trying to get someone to vacate my home with just appendages. I can only use reasonable force according to the UK government, and their thing with reasonable force is not very reasonable.
Yeah, because you can't even use knives. Like certain places over there are requiring licenses for knives now, right?
That I am not too sure on that. I haven't been keeping up with it, but the last thing that I knew from when I was a cadet, I was an army cadet, which is like the scouts over here, but it's for the British military. We were allowed to carry, I believe it was a 3-inch blade length, as long as it is not a fixed blade or an assisted blade or a locking blade. It has to be some sort of slip joint, like a Swiss Army knife.
Wow. So yeah, you get to defend your home with a butter knife. That's what I'm hearing.
Basically.
And now Luke also said something very interesting before the show. We think Facebook is liberal as hell and loves to block people here. Luke was telling us that if, depending on what you say on Facebook or any social media in the UK, the police are actively watching you and they will show up to your home.
It's not so much that they're actively watching, but if someone does report it and says, or to Facebook or the police, I believe. I know if you report it to the police, then they will show up. I'm not too sure about Facebook because I haven't used Facebook since I was around about 15. I am aware of people who have had the police show up at their house and they have been taken in the station to be questioned about what they said online.
See, that's ridiculous. Down here we have something called swatting, where somebody will put in a report online. They'll get your IP address and say this guy was threatening like a bomb threat or to go and do a mass shooting, and that'll get your police to the house. But the only other phrase you would say that would actively get, and that's illegal. They have made swatting illegal in the States.
Right.
However, the only real phrase that I know of which would get you or should have gotten you arrested, now they're actively coming after people that are like anybody that was at the Capitol riots, anybody that threatens basically a congressman. The only phrase I knew in the past we had would be a threat against the president.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that would be a threat of national security, but someone going around and spreading their own opinions on things, whether they be right or wrong, I don't see as a threat to national security.
Oh yeah. And I got that conversation with my roommate when we went fishing Saturday. He was talking about how I say different. Travis, the gentleman that is doing the artwork for us, Mr. Carl, just joined on the Second Amendment Ranch. Hi, Travis.
Oh, hi, Travis.
No, he's actually the one I contacted to do our next merchandise logo. So look forward to seeing his merchandise come up.
We need to get him on the show one of these days.
Look forward to seeing his merchandise come through in the next couple of weeks.
Awesome.
But I was talking with my roommate, and he says, you say a lot of stuff that should get you in a lot of trouble. No, I say a lot of stuff that if I phrased it differently, I would get in a lot of trouble. There's a difference. Me saying I want to do something to somebody is completely different than I am going to do something to somebody. And he looked at me like, you mother, how? Because I know this. I know Facebook is targeting us actively already. So I phrase things. Yes, they can get pissed at me, but I have never gotten a Facebook ban because of how I phrase what I say. Now, until they ban me showing my guns on shows, they can get bent. I don't say anything that's going to get me in trouble because of just a few keywords. But it sounds like in the UK over there, basically you could say, I want to hurt members of parliament, and it just saying I want to, they're going to be targeting you.
It is an issue. Also, I noticed that you said that you went fishing the other day. Do you need a fishing license there?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's something we do here. But do you need a television license to watch TV?
What? Oh.
Yes, you need a television license in the UK, and it's around about £250 a year.
Holy crap.
What kind of TV do you watch?
Just normal TV by the BBC and stuff like that.
So if you wanted
I
to
get
watch,
the BBC here free.
If you wanted to watch Futurama or Family Guy or any kind of TV show, you have to pay £250, which is like $300 a year to watch.
Any live television broadcast from the UK mainland, you need to pay for a TV license. Yes,
the live television,
and there is a fining process if you do not pay your TV license and cannot prove that you cannot receive live TV. There is a process of them taking you to court, and you can either get fined a considerable amount of money, up to £10,000, or get taken to prison for that.
See, all these laws you tell us is stuff that we as Americans need to know.
Yeah, because that's why we do this show. People out there listening, you better listen close.
This is why we have the Second Amendment and why we are so adamant about it. The reasons we're not living like the UK right now is because we can have lots and lots of these.
We have the right, according to our Constitution, Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms.
Indeed. And while we're on the subject of keeping arms, I would like to go over the storage of weapons situation in the UK. Because
you're going to get a kick out of this one.
Because he told me before you start, he told me how he had to store his gun, And literally, I went and grabbed my other two, but this stays on my desk. And how he was explaining the storage was like, that's so, one, you can't defend your property with a gun. And two, even if you could defend yourself with a gun, the storage of it makes it so difficult to have it readily available and quick to use that it would be almost hazardous to try and put your gun together for you to defend your property with. But please enlighten.
But yeah, enlighten all our listeners.
So with shotguns, over and unders, side by sides, or even semi-automatics, they can be stored all in one piece inside your safe. There is no issue with that. But for a bolt-action rifle or a semi-automatic rifle, we do have them, but there is a restriction on that, which we will come to later. You need to store your bolt and the gun and the ammunition separately.
So you can't even have the bolt next to the gun, let alone the ammo next to the gun. Could you have the bolt next to the ammo at least?
Yes, that is the case, but I have feared rumors of them trying to change that too.
Wow. So you'd have to go to basically 3 different, as it stands right now, but coming out possibly soon, you may have to store your gun in 3 different locations.
Exactly, and everyone knows who has a firearm how expensive firearm safes are.
Oh,
they
God.
are very expensive, and
shit, mine was about $2,000.
The lovely green color with the lovely turn, and it's just amazing. I just love safes. That's the reason why I do this, obviously. Sarcasm for you, classic British trait. But yeah, as far as it's concerned now, your bolt and your ammunition can be in the same place, but your rifle or any other firearm has to be in a different place. And when it comes down to calibers, you find in semi-automatic, but anything further than a 22 you cannot have in semi-automatic. You can have any caliber that you want in bolt action, but you have to have grounds for where you're going to shoot said caliber, and the biggest range in the UK is Bisley, where a lot of competitions go on and things like that, and that is one of the longest ranges in the UK. I'm not too sure on what the actual longest one is. I haven't done too much research into it, because
there's
obviously
not really a purpose for it.
Yeah, I'd have to drive a long way to get to any ranges anyway. My closest range is about 20 minutes away.
Yeah, but, you need to just move on over.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. I am trying to get there. I'm slowly but surely getting there.
The reason why it's so important you listen to these laws right now, what he's telling us and explaining to us, is basically HR 127, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago, is going to put us in a situation very similar to UK laws. It's still only in the introductory phase. It still hasn't gone past House, Senate, or to the president. It's not anywhere further, thankfully. But if that law passes, you're going, one, it's going to make a felon out of a shit ton of Americans. You can't have anything over a 50 caliber, even 50 Beowulf is now outlawed. So the largest you'd be able to have would be like the 458 Hammer. We showed you the California compliant pistol grips a couple weeks ago as well. So if you have an AR, you'd have to throw that on your guns. Now, if you want to have a pistol, I could, and we covered the basically the only pistol you'd be allotted to have would be a revolver. And even then, that was stretching it. Shotguns were also under attack and scrutiny to the point where you couldn't have anything semi-automatic or pump action. Which that's why I love shotguns. There's so many different versions. There's break opens, over unders, side by sides, those are the break opens. Then you have pump action, and then you can have semi-automatic. And the only type of shotgun I don't have is a break open. Oh, and it's fully automatic, but you have to have a license for that.
Now we got a question in the chat room for Luke. How much ammo are you allowed to have over there?
Personally, I don't buy more than a box at a time. I personally don't know the limitations to it. I'm assuming there is a limitation, but I've never actually gone in and read every single page of the 50 comes with your firearms license here in the UK. So I would not be able to answer that question. I'm sure there is an online source that you could refer to.
Okay, what I found real
yeah.
quick, there's no limit to the number of guns or amount of ammo that a SGC shotgun certificate holder can acquire or possess at one time, although each shotgun is recorded on the certificates. Types of shotgun ammunition, such as solid slugs, can only be bought following the grant of the FAC firearms certificate. So for shotguns, it doesn't look like there's a limitation, but there are certain requirements to have it registered.
Yes. Speaking of registering things, actually, what is the I'm not very familiar with it. What is the registration process for you to get a suppressor inside of the U.S.?
As far as Texas, Missouri, Kansas, Tennessee, Louisiana, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, a good portion of the states, there's two real simplistic ways to do it. One of them, there's three ways you can do it. Two of the easier ways. One of them is get a lawyer, have them open a trust under your name, and then register the suppressor into that trust, and whoever else is going to use it. And then it's a 6-month plus waiting process, usually about a year waiting process before you can finally acquire that suppressor. The other method that I know of that I can do is go to a gun store that has the suppressors and will open the trust for you themselves. That's how I actually got my Class 3 shotgun. Was I went to a gun store that had the shotgun. I opened the trust, paid the fee for the Class 3 firearm. It was $5 for a suppressor. It's a $200 tax stamp, and then it was 5 months before I finally got that gun. But you have it go through basically a more rigorous background check, which doesn't make any sense because a suppressor, and we talk about this a lot on the show, suppressors are not silencers. They don't actually quiet the gun anyhow. They don't make it to where you can't hear it at all. The movies have made that out to be a horrible
Yeah, it doesn't make it Hollywood quiet. But I think I can actually give you one incentive towards the UK. So for me to go out and buy a suppressor, say I have 2 308 rifles, bolt action rifles, right? They've both got threaded tips, so they can take a suppressor, no problem. I go to my police and I say, "Hi, I would like to get a suppressor for my 308 rifle." Now, as long as they approve that and they do it in a timely manner, you can go on your license. You can go down and buy a suppressor and walk out with it the same day and interchange it between those two rifles.
Oh, yeah, that's one benefit you have over us.
Yeah.
That's
a good thing, really.
That's really the only benefit that I can think of right now that you have over us.
Everything he's telling us right now, that's the only thing I can say that's a bonus.
Yeah.
A lot of police chiefs are pushing to sign a lot more suppressor. I don't know what you call them, a certificate or something like that. Some sort of. I've never actually owned a suppressor, so I would never know. But a lot of them are pushing towards that because people report gunshots in the UK quite frequently. And if they hear a gunshot, they're going to report it. And if they live next to a range, they're still going to report it. So a lot of police chiefs will sign a suppressor over just to get those complaints off their staff.
Yeah, to show his dogs.
Yeah, they wanted to see the dogs. I got a new one. Here's Pepper. She's a little sweetheart. She loves Snuggles. Good Lord, she's a snuggle. Yeah, that's the only thing I've heard you tell us so far that's any kind of a benefit. Because as far as I know, you can't own an AR at all in the UK. Even with California compliance bullshit.
Technically, no, but technically, yes. There is a very, very small demographic of ARs that you can own. So you can own a 22 LR AR. And as I said before, Mossberg are actually making them for the UK. And that is semi-automatic, is perfectly fine. That is the highest caliber you are allowed in a semi-automatic firearm.
So you can use 22 LR and 17 Hammer, and that's it.
Pretty much.
Because I can't think of a caliber that's smaller than the 17 Hammer. And if you've never seen the 17 Hammer, it's an itty bitty little round.
Yes, it is. Little bitty tiny.
It's good for squirrels,
for
rabbits.
anything higher caliber than that, you've got two options. Option number one, you get a bolt action, which is what most people do. I know a lot of people who go to my specific gun range who own old school Lee Enfield, stuff like that, very historic firearms, very lovely firearms.
So like a Mosin Nagant.
The UK equivalent to a Mosin Nagant, yes. But there is another option. So say an SKS, for example. I know SKSs are very prolific in the US. I remember people talking about it. You could get them for like $200 at one point and everything, because there's like so many of them and everything. An SKS in the UK, I'm not aware of anyone who owns an SKS. I'm not aware of any SKSs that are in the UK. But say you had an SKS, what we would do to get around the semi-automatic ban would be to take the gas block, take it out, put a solid gas block in there, and make it so it is a straight pull system. So you would fire off a round, and then you'd rack that bolt again, fire off a round, rack the bolt again.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, when you move to America and we got the ranch up and running, you can come free the first day you get here, and I'll let you play around with some real toys.
Yeah.
I would absolutely adore that. Yeah. A lot of people say that we're a very communist state, but at least Russia gets to own AKs.
Yeah, that's Russia is known for very little, but what they are known for is vodka, bears, and AK-47s.
Yes, and freezing armies to death for some reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they tried to march through several forests in freezing conditions and died for it. But that's.
Well, there we
go. I digress. The UK has, and the funny part is, the UK has all these gun laws. All of these gun laws. But if you look at their knife crime statistics, which Bedfordshire, and these are figures from July 2018 to June 2019, Bedfordshire was at 438,688 crimes with knives, which was up 57%. Suffolk was 158,230. Dyfed Powys, fuck that.
David Powys, that is a Welsh county. That is my native language.
174,000. City of London, 40,000. North Yorkshire, 224,000. Maryside, 1,073,000. West Mercia, 444,000. Lancashire, 907,000. Warwickshire, 244,000. Northamptonshire, there's a lot. There's none of these under 6 digits, and the lowest one is the 159,000. Now, 132,000. Compared to gun violence in America, where, and this is January 1st to March 1st of 2021, deaths, willful, malicious, accidental. This is 2019 statistics right here. The 2019 death statistics was 15,208. Suicides in 2018 was 24,432. 2019, the crimes, deaths by suicide with a gun are still pending. Injuries with a firearm in 2019 was 29,501. And we show you why accidents and injuries happen on this show a lot. And I have another one today that y'all are going to cringe at. Children killed or injured was at 692. Teens killed or injured, 3,068. Mass shootings was at 417. Murder-suicides was at 614. And unintentional shootings was at 1,837. So you're looking at the largest number is 10 times less, which was the deaths, willful, malicious, or accidental by a firearm in America is 10 times less than what we see in the UK.
For knives.
Compared to their knife crimes.
Yes. I would encourage you to look up the gun crime statistics for the UK. I do believe Birmingham is the city with the largest gun crime statistic at the moment. But the thing is with knife crime right now is people are finding it very hard to get guns, obviously,
Yeah.
because of all the legislation and everything.
Well, they're using
But-
knives and hammers and everything else. I mean, I could go pull up statistics on hammers as well, and you'd
Well,
have.
didn't you say something last week in the chat room about look up the acid, where they're throwing acid at people?
Yes, acid attacks are on the rise, very much so.
Let's see what I can find real quick.
Take away their guns, they use knives and acid.
Well, the thing is, what are you going to do? Are you going to take out this thing that you've paid thousands of pounds for on the black market to go and injure somebody, or are you going to go into your kitchen drawer and take out a kitchen knife?
And
Right.
apparently, the UK is actually looking at banning hammers. That just popped up.
Yeah, we get a lot of stuff.
That'll be a new thing you'll have to get a license for, is a hammer.
I can't wait to have my hammer license. It's going to make me so appealing on the job market.
Oh, Jesus. Let's see. Number of murder victims in the United States. I want the UK. US. Knife. I'm not finding much on their hammers. This is from 2017, where hammers are killing more people than rifles, but that's in America. Let's see if we can find anything acid attacks.
I think you'd have a better time looking for blunt objects.
In 2016, you had 450 acid attacks.
Yeah.
And that's that. In 2014, you were around 150. 2015, you were around 250. 2016, you're at 450, and it's just a steady climb up.
Yep. That makes very much sense. And the thing is, if you compare those to the US statistics for acid attacks, which your country is very much larger than ours, I think you'll find that the numbers are a bit lower.
That's
sadly
sad.
But yeah.
And as far as your firearm recorded offenses, March 2019, there were a total of 6,759 firearm offenses recorded in England and Wales, which is a 4% increase, but it does not tell me what those offenses were.
That's the thing. I was talking about this on the last episode that we did. Where I was growing up, there was a farmer who had a pistol from pre-ban, and where we don't have grandfather rights, he got arrested and he got either a fine or put in jail because I never saw him again. But that counts towards the statistic. Someone owning something that is pre-ban, because we lived in the middle of nowhere. We didn't have the internet. We rarely had a phone signal. We had no way of knowing anything until we went to the town and got a paper. So this guy just didn't know, and some walkers reported it, and he got that confiscated and taken to wherever. I hope he's doing very well wherever he is, and my thoughts go to him.
According to your statistics for this year, 46% of your crimes are from sharp instruments. 18% is just hitting or kicking without a weapon. Other is 7%. Not known is 8%. Strangulation, asphyxiation is 3%. A blunt instrument accounts for 5%. Shooting is 7%. Poison or drugs is 1%. A motor vehicle is 2%. Burning is 1%.
Yeah. To be honest with you, decapitations are also on the rise. I'm going to say that one.
Oh, I know why that is.
Yeah, everybody's using a sharp instrument.
Well, not only that, you let in a shit ton of Muslims that don't agree with your ideologies, and because you won't convert to their ideologies, they're becoming violent. Look at the amount of rape cases that have increased in the UK, Germany, Ireland, Scotland. Basically, anywhere they let in these refugees, how much more crime has been committed by the Muslim community that were these refugees that people let in. From what I understand, I remember covering an article on the It 1700 Somewhere show, I want to say 6 or 7 months ago, where we talked about how a Muslim community had basically taken over a whole city in the UK, and that y'all were having to fight to try and take that city back.
Yeah, I've seen reports of that as well. I personally haven't experienced anything like that, so I wouldn't like to comment on it because if I haven't experienced it firsthand, I wouldn't like to state my opinion
Right.
about certain things. But I've seen stories about it, I've heard about it, and I really hope that it's not true. But
Did we lose him?
Are you still there?
yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
Just had my speaker go off. Sorry.
That's all right.
But yeah, I hope they're not true. And personally, I would hate for any one group to be targeted or anything like that. And
Right.
yeah,
Now, if you're looking for these statistics that I listed off for the knife crimes and the gun violence in America, gun violence, you can find it gunviolencearchive.org, and you can find the knife statistics at news.sky.com. Just in case you're wondering where you can reference me from, there you go.
Right. And for those just tuning in and listening in the chat room, because we've got some new people in there and everything, we have Luke from the UK with us tonight talking about the gun laws over there. And we're explaining what could happen over here, because exactly what Cameron said earlier. If you're listening to Luke explain how their gun laws over there are, it's real similar to the HR 127 they're trying to push through.
Yeah, and Biden has stated he is willing to use executive orders to sign in gun laws. That will be a shit show. I want to tell you
Now-
that right now.
I would like to say something though. With the way the things have gone with us, our police forces have not been equipped to handle gun violence. That is one problem that we have had. And for every officer that is on the street, there is, for every 10 officers that are on the street, there is one armed officer.
Really?
Yes, I believe that it is down to one armed response unit per county now.
Wow.
Bro, I have enough guns to go and take over the UK right now.
Yeah, you take over a whole town over there with no problem.
Well, you'll see with the there was an incident with a stadium or some sort of concert in the UK like a year or two ago. To deal with that, which was a terrorist threat, they had to call in the SAS, which is the Special Forces, who were
Yeah.
seen on ground. Have to call in the Special Air Service to sort out that problem. Shows you that there's a flaw in the system somewhere.
Yeah.
Who wants to go liberate the UK with me?
Yeah. One in 10 police officer carries a gun. That would.
No,
I got
we have
our local
I-
police department in our little town carries more than that in one car.
We have seen an increase in less than lethals like pepper spray,
Bro, I can
batons.
bring some good old boys with me, get them drunkard and shit, and we could beat up every UK citizen.
Oh, we could be the new police station over there.
Batons,
It
as
would
in
take me about
extendable.
It would take about
batons.
8 really drunk good old boys. Because when I say good old boys, I'm talking about 6 foot plus, 200 pounds plus coming over there.
No. Batons were a big thing for the UK police in the 80s and 90s, and they got phased out into the 2000s, and then they brought them back quite recently. So extendable batons are part of the equipment for a UK police officer now, and tasers. That is about the most you'll see unless you're seeing an armed response unit outside of the Houses of Parliament or an airport or some sort of significant place.
So wear a leather coat. Got it.
But they still carry nightsticks with them, right?
That's what I was
yes.
talking about, the extendable
Yeah.
batons.
Yeah. Them things hurt.
I've got one somewhere.
Oh, we can't own those as citizens.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Bro, I could buy one on Amazon.
Oh, you know your assisted opening knife as well, where you kind of push a button on the back and it kind of flips open, and it's not like spring loaded or anything. It just kind
Yeah.
of flips open. Not allowed those either. not allowed anything with a spring opening, not allowed butterfly knives, not allowed samurai swords. The latest one to be added was we're not allowed zombie knives, whatever that means.
As far as I know, Zombie Knives, it's a brand that actually makes knives, and they look cool. They're real flashy. They're bright painted green, but they're not really beneficial. Oh, they need me here apparently. It's good to feel needed. I mean, I can still do the show in the UK, and I mean, we can all go and just make America 2.0 without liberals.
There you go. Or we got to go 3.0.
3.0. Excuse me.
Yeah, we've already come
5G.
over there one time, and now you've got to come over here. Yeah, it's a whole thing. We'll go tit for tat for a couple of years now, and then it'll be fine.
See, this is why we stress guns are a good thing to have, but be educated with them.
The thing that really gets to me with the US and its gun laws right now is we came over and colonized your country, and you kicked us out for the right to bear arms and things along those lines with the Constitution. And now you're going back to what it would have been if we just stayed.
That was only 3% of the population that kicked the shit out of y'all, by the way. 3%.
Yeah, but he hit it right on the head of the nail.
Oh,
there.
yeah, we're going back around because liberals are retarded. Like, they're doing... The only reason, and now they're trying to ban body armor, which I have mine sitting right here at my desk. They don't want you to have body armor. The only reason they try and take away guns and take away body armor is because they're about to do something stupid to take away your freedoms and liberties.
Right. We got a question in the chat room. Julie over in Australia wants to know, Luke, do you need a weapons license to own handcuffs over there?
For handcuffs, as far as I'm aware, no. And the same goes for any protective equipment like an anti-stab vest or body armor, but the police may actually question you if you are wearing body armor in the street, just in case you are up to anything nefarious.
Yeah, I agree. We need to send our liberals over there. And I was going to say, we don't need a handcuff license, and I know a lot of people that use them in the bedroom.
Yep.
You would have a lot of kinksters get a weapons license specifically for handcuffs.
The UK would get real rich.
Yeah. If you want to, you can have Boris Johnson if you really want him.
No, we're good. We don't need any more gun grabbers. We don't.
No.
We're dealing with some shit right now as is.
Yeah. But yeah, right now as well, I would just like to voice this out to try and get as many people on board with it as possible. My friends in Scotland, I've got a lot of close friends in Scotland. They are currently having a law passed where they need a license for an air gun. Right now in the UK, in England and Wales, you can buy an air gun as long as the sale is face-to-face, and it cannot exceed a certain amount of power, which is 12 foot-pounds in energy.
I can buy one online and have it shipped to my door.
Yeah.
We can too. There's a website called Pelpax, but they've got licensed firearms dealers who come to your house and give it to you, and they have to look you in the eyes.
This will mail to your door like snail mail. It'll be there in 3 to 5 business days. Mail. I can buy a Diablo 12 gauge break open black powder shotgun and have that shipped to my door.
Right.
I can go to Walmart and buy it.
Put it this way.
I can go to Bass Pro Shops and buy like 14 different air guns. You need to share this show to your friends in Scotland and everything, and just have them watch so I can make fun of them too.
I'm guessing when you were kids, at least one of you had a Daisy Red Rider as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a Daisy Red Rider behind me because I wanted to have something that I could have fun with in the back garden without having to take it to a range. That is also classed as an air gun. I also had to have it shipped to my house by Pelpax, and they had to look me in the eyes, and I had to show them my passport and my driver's license to get that.
I can go to the dime store and buy all the BBs I want.
The ammunition is perfectly fine. You can buy that in any shop that you want to.
Oh, you're talking about the little cartridges.
Can you have slingshots?
Slingshots, yes. I'm not aware of any regulation on slingshots, but yes, you can have slingshots.
How about a sling bow?
Sling bows, I have not seen one, so I would not be able to tell you.
It's a
anything about that.
slingshot with an adapter on it where you can shoot an arrow out of it.
They're cool. They're really
I'm not too sure about that one.
I'm
I would
getting
have to
ready
do
to
some
make
more
one. I
research.
got 2 slingshots in here.
I want one. They look fun to go bow fishing with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you need to share this show to your buddies in Scotland just so they can cringe and stare in jealousy as I show off all the different toys that I just keep in my bed.
Daddy lost in a boating accident, people.
Yeah, you
These
can
are
see you can see the
images in your
seaweed
mind.
right here.
These are images in their mind.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to bow fishing, that I heard you say,
Yeah.
that is illegal in the UK too.
Are you kidding me?
No, because you have to remember, referring to my previous statement, if you have a crossbow or a longbow and you go hunting with it, that is a £10,000 fine.
What about a compound bow or a recurve bow?
Still the same thing. As long as it can shoot a projectile, that is considered a deadly weapon.
Yeah, I was going to tell Pastor Gary watching in the chat room there. He's got a crossbow, recurve crossbow. Over in the UK, you couldn't use that. It's illegal to go hunt deer. That's why I bought mine, because it became legal to use it during all the seasons.
Yeah, that is a big thing. And to be honest with you, the biggest thing that we get here that's hunted is rabbits. That is probably the biggest thing, unless you're up in Scotland and you can hunt deer. That is probably the biggest thing that we got is rabbits.
Now, what kind of weapons over there do you use to hunt deer?
Deer, I've never hunted a deer inside of the UK myself, but I know I've talked to some deer stalkers, is what they're called in Scotland, because they do actually stalk deer. They don't hide in a blind or anything like that. They actually go out and they hunt deer by tracking them and stuff like that. So they call them
Right.
deer stalkers. The one that I spoke to when I was last in Scotland, I spoke to him in a bar. He personally uses a old Car 98K.
Oh my god.
Ooh. Yeah, we use, let's see,
Everything
30
under the-
30s, 30-06, 243s, 270s, 7
5.56.
millimeter, 8 millimeter mag, 300 mag,
Pretty much anything that can get,
5556, you know,
Yeah. anything that can get shot out of a gun, we're using 338
25-06.
338 Lapua, 50 BMG, 50 Beowulf, 458 Hammer.
Yeah, you use the 50 Beowulf, you ain't got much of a deer left, but
That is
Especially with a
very
hollow
true.
point. Yes,
Oh,
people.
that's
50
another
Beowulf uses
thing.
hollow point.
Hollow points and certain specialty category rounds are illegal in the UK too.
I can go buy a box of green tips and have it shipped to my door. If you don't know what green tips, they're armor penetrating rounds.
Yeah, anything like A-Pit or anything like that, armor piercing incendiary tracer, anything like that is illegal inside of the UK. I actually, maybe tracers are legal. I'm not too sure on that one. I've never seen tracer for sale though, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I know here in America you have to have licenses for specific penetrating rounds, like black tips. Any tracers, I think you also have to be licensed for as well. But as the green tips, you can buy and just have shipped to your door. This is what? Why would you want to live in the UK? Like, how do you have? Right, I got that, but
right, we can understand that, but why, if you didn't live there, why would anybody want to move to the UK that was, we'll say, an avid hunter or just a person that moved over there and wanted to protect their own house?
yeah, because you can't even do that. I mean, you can slap them a few times, but that's about it.
Yeah. Also, how much is it for a box of, let's say, 50 22 rounds? Let's say, normal rimfire, 22 rounds. 22
I will
LR.
pull that up. I'm
He's
going on
going to
the
pull that up and tell you exact price.
22 LR. Let's see, a box of 100 right now on Cheaper Than Dirt is $70.
Yep.
500 is $240.
Right now in the UK, for 100 rounds of hollow point in 22 LR is legal. 40 grain, or was it? No, 36 grain mini mags, copper hollow points is £11.75 for 100.
So 1,175 pounds for 100.
No, £11.75.
11 pounds.
11 pounds.
That'd be what? 15?
Yeah,
$18?
about 15 bucks. Yeah, about $15.
About $15 US. It's cheaper over there.
Yeah, it's $15.30 for a box.
Well,
you
the thing
gotta
is, we
remember,
don't.
we've been buying everything out. We have the supply and demand over here in America right now is we have bought out every
We
round
manufacturer.
that you can buy.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, as well, we also have manufacturers that are still making older rounds too. Like we've got a very big manufacturer that still make 8mm Mauser.
Just Stephen Taylor just put in there. How common are the old Lee Enfield rifles in the UK?
We can actually, so once a year, the military do a sale, and they will sell off their old stockpile of older rifles. They'll select a certain few, and they will sell them off to the highest bidder. I can still get Lee Enfield rifles that are still wrapped up in their brown paper that have just been sitting in a storage forever. There is a massive surplus of Lee Enfield rifles, where you're talking SMLE Mark IIIs, SMLE Mark III Stars, the number 4 rifles. We don't see too many jungle carbines, sadly, but I have seen a few more in the UK than I have seen in the US. And we've also got some very rare versions of them too, like the 22 practice rifles and things like that.
And how much will that run you?
Now, a Lee Enfield rifle, I have seen them depending on where you get them. If you get them from a private seller or if you get them from the yearly sales, I've seen the yearly sales ones go above 2,000, and I've seen off a private seller about £500 for a rifle.
That's not bad. 500 for a rifle, which would be
750.
500 pounds, $695.28.
I've had a friend who actually got as low as 300 on a private sale for a Lee Enfield, and he had 2 spare magazines and 16 stripper clips with it.
Oh, wow.
Wow, he got a good deal.
Yeah, for $420.
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave that conversion chart up there for me.
Yeah, we got to go back and forth from pounds.
We do get people across the world, right? We do get a couple of different viewers from across the world, which is phenomenal. But the good majority of our viewers are American, and they're listening to pounds, and we're like, what?
Well, what's nice is we're worldwide in this show we're doing right now. We got the United States and we got UK. We got a listener from Australia. So we're just hitting all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so far as I can tell, the smallest round in the UK, this is going off Remington UK's price chart, is the .17 HMR.
That's the 17 hammer.
Yeah, that is the smallest round that I'm seeing in the UK at the moment.
That's the smallest round I know of.
Yeah, and then
And that thing is it. When I say that is a small round, that is a small. And the funny part is, for people out there that don't know this, 17 hammer and 22 LR also comes in a shotgun round.
Yeah.
They make it, and these BBs look like grains of sand. They're
Yep.
so small.
Yep.
I'm assuming those are kind of like 38 special snake shot.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much. But
basically.
but in a bullet that small. And the only thing I can imagine them being good for is rats and cockroaches and spiders.
Yeah.
I hate spiders. And if I could get a suppressor on my 22 LR, you can guarantee if I saw a spider in my house, I am shooting it with 22 LR.
And then just say you got termites.
Yeah. I hate
Also, I'm just going to make a few people jealous right now because I know that there's probably a few historical firearms collectors in the chat room right now. When it comes to historical rounds, we do have quite a lot, and we have factories in the UK that do make historical rounds still, which are getting harder to get in the UK. Like the 6.5 by 55mm Swedish. We've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 manufacturers that are making that at the moment.
Really?
You can buy a brand new box of, and it is going for £17 for 20.
Which is $23.64 in America. That's, yeah, you've probably made quite a, if we have any historical buffs in here that like the classic firearms and ammunitions, you probably made them quite jealous.
Yeah, you probably did.
We also still have 8mm Mauser too, which is going for £23 for 20. There's
That
quite a
ain't
few
bad.
old
21.98.
rounds that we still make.
But yes, it is the top of the hour. So let's knock out our gun fail.
Right. Luke, if you don't know, at the top of the hour, we do a version of what do we call this exactly, Cameron?
Gun fails.
The gun fails. So that's part of what we want to teach not to do at the Second Amendment Ranch.
Yes. These we teach a lot of do's and we teach some don'ts. We teach the don'ts because they're funny to teach and they make me laugh because I'm a sick, sadistic bastard. But we do warn you some of these footage, some of this footage and some of these pictures we show you are graphic. So we do warn you beforehand. This is your chance to turn away. But we teach you a lot of do's for gun safety, but there's always somebody that screws something up. A lot of law, especially in the military, a lot of the rules and regulations you find are written in blood. And what I mean by that is somebody got hurt in order for these laws and regulations and rules to come forward. When you use guns, don't try to be Billy Badass. And you'll see what I mean by that when I start this video. Mr. Carl, can you pull that up for me?
Yes, I can.
Don't be Billy Badass.
Ouch.
I just fucking shot myself.
Don't use squid rounds. Yeah, let me get back to Billy Badass here.
I just fucking shot myself.
Yeah.
Really? I could have never guessed.
That's what you get for speed shooting, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
So what he did, I mean, since I always have something nearby, cleared safe.
Yep.
Come on, there we go. So what he did is when he drew, instead of keeping your finger off the trigger until he was on target, he instantly went in while he was pulling. So now you have force pulling your gun away while you're pulling backwards and right into that kneecap.
Just like Julie says, my brother blew a hole through his foot. Don't clean firearms when you're drinking.
So if you want to do speed and competition shooting, I can't put a lot of information on that out there. My advice is, I know most of them don't use the safety when they're shooting. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're on target, or at least off your body, because shit like that happens.
55 boys is the anti-tank rifle round, am I correct?
I believe so. I think that's what Steven's wanting to say.
I have seen one person who has had a boy's anti-tank rifle and he reloads himself. So that is the only one that I know of inside of the UK.
And that was the question I was going to ask you. Are you allowed to reload your own ammunition over there?
Yes, you are, but they are cracking down on it because there are certain firearms that are not tied to you getting a license because they're over a certain age. But with that, people are reloading and giving these to criminals, and people are flying to the US to get these things and sorts of things like that. So they're trying to outlaw reloading too.
I gotta show y'all the 55 boys is a very, very attractive round.
Yes, it is.
Mr. Carl, can you pull that up real quick?
Yes, I can. Oh my God.
That's a very attractive round.
Now, the 55 boy is very similar to some of the Finnish anti-tank rifles. Now, the Finnish anti-tank rifles are very similar to the boys too, but they are on skis, so you can use those things in the snow. And I've seen pictures of people in World War II skiing with those things, and that is some ridiculous stuff.
I just don't like the look of the gun. That thing, I don't like top gravity fed ammo mags.
Oh, you will hate the Bren. The Bren will be the bane of your existence.
Because with the problem I see with gravity fed is, one, your ammo can get stuck and cocked wrong or load wrong. There's more risk of having malfunctions while you're using a gravity fed magazine, whereas if you just have a spring pushing your ammo up, the odds of you having a problem are less. They're still there, but it is less likely.
Yeah, well, Richie said he was at Posey's rifle range when a guy shot himself in the pinky toe with a shotgun.
That's the gun I was looking for, the Lahti. The Lahti L39 is an absolutely lovely firearm. I've actually had the chance to shoot one while I was over in Finland. They are absolutely stunning firearms, and I would love to be able to shoot something like that again.
Wow, that was
I
cool.
talked about it a couple weeks back. The 14.5 millimeter anti-tank rifle, and that is another real attractive round. But here is the actual gun itself. Now that I finally found a photo for comparison, you can see, Ms. Carl, if you'd be so kind,
Yeah,
how large that gun is compared to this guy.
That is ridiculous.
boy, I'd hate to carry that thing.
Oh, no kidding. That's a huge something. It's supposed to be like 80 pounds
Yeah.
of gun alone, and this is the bullet you're shooting. That's a 50 BMG, right?
Oh my God.
That's your 50 cal. That's the 14.5.
I know what a 50 BMG bullet costs. Now I wonder what that thing costs.
Yeah. The largest ammo that you can still get is like a 900. What was it? The 900 something. Yeah, the 950.
950.
I've seen this. It's an elephant hunting gun, if I'm correct, isn't it? Or something along those lines.
Yeah,
It'd take down an elephant. There's no. Oh my God.
yeah. This is the gun. I want the gun, but it looks ridiculous. That's actually the gun it utilizes, and this thing is huge. Look at that.
That is basically just
A cannon. You're shooting a cannon on your
It's
shoulder.
an artillery piece.
It'd blow your shoulder off.
But I mean, look at that to the 50 BMG.
A 50 BMG there looks like a 30-06.
Yeah, exactly. That's the largest caliber, but it's like several $100 a round. It's so.
Are you kidding?
So let me find it. 950 JDJ.
And as far as I'm aware, they didn't make too many other rifles either, did they?
No, I don't think so.
Look at the size of that in his hand.
3,600. 3,600 grains. Shoots at 20. The bullet's $40 a round.
$40 a round.
$40 to shoot that son of a bitch once.
Jiminy Christmas.
Can you imagine using that for home defense? The bad
Screw
guys dead.
you, screw the 20 guys behind you, screw my wall, my neighbor's whole house, and his refrigerator.
And the
screw
house behind that one.
and the house behind that one.
And the mouse behind the dishwasher.
Yeah. I was shooting at the mouse 4 houses over.
The gun itself is costs between $25,000 and $35,000. I thought the 50 BMG was a costly bitch.
No.
Lord have mercy.
You could shoot that once
That
every
gun
10
makes
years.
the scope look small.
Oh.
For when you absolutely positively need to kill that one thing a
But
quarter of a
back
mile
on-
away.
Back on that website, what was the range on it? That I'd be curious of.
The gun weighs 85 to 120 pounds.
Oh, God.
Does that mean your stand your ground rule actually goes up with that and it's like stand your rock?
That was good. Oh, that was good.
Oh, what? Come on, show me a range. Oh, no. Oh, okay. I thought they were going to show us the damage it did. It recoiled into somebody's leg, but it only like grazed him and bruised the shit out of
Oh, crap.
him.
Yeah. Pastor Gary said if I ever shot it, we'd never find you.
No.
No. Might be.
you
I might
see
be
red
in the
mist.
UK when it kicked me back.
Just collides through someone's apartment window and is sitting there. With
The
a
recoil is equal to 10 30-06s going off at the same time.
I've
That
never
will blow
fired
your
a
shoulder
30-06.
off.
Now that I think about it, I've never fired a 30-06.
Muzzle velocity of 38,685 foot-pounds of force.
Thank you, Richie.
What is the biggest cartridge I fired? That's a good question.
338 Lapua, and I own it.
No, I fired a 338 Lapua. I've fired something bigger though, and I can't remember what it was. It'll come to me eventually. I've had the privilege of firing some good stuff though. One that I know that you guys will probably never see in your lifetime is the L85, the SA-80 service rifle for the UK forces. That one I've actually had the pleasure of firing once, and I've got to say it is a hell of a gun. I do love a good bullpup.
I'm not a huge fan of bullpups. I can't find what the 950 JDJ is used for or what its range is supposed to be. Like, it's just not a common gun. It's. I mean, you're looking at a $25,000 gun. Which
It's used to take down a tank.
It's basically the only use. I mean, an elephant would have a bad day getting clipped by that thing.
A Hummer would have a real bad day, wouldn't it?
I mean, a 50 BMG was 338 Lapua was designed to puncture body armor at 1,000 yards. 50 BMG was designed to break an engine block.
25.
So a 14.5 was meant to be an anti-tank round. So you're looking at something 3-4 times the diameter.
On the L85, I've got to say I've fired ARs and all sorts of configurations of a 5.56 rifle. The L85 is probably one of the smoothest ones that I've fired, but also one of the most problematic with its development history, with the Germans having to come and fix it for us. We had a massive problem in Iraq and Afghanistan where these things were melting and all sorts of things.
Holy crap.
Plastic parts are melting. Triggers were just absolutely dying. You can't use it left-handed because it is fixed. They only make a certain amount of left-handed rifles. It's just a massive thing. They've just released the A4 as far as I'm aware as well. I haven't got a chance to try the A4 with the new front end, but the A3 was the last one I found.
I've always wanted to shoot a 50 BMG. I got denied shooting the MK 240 or 243, basically the Navy's light machine gun, because they were worried if I qualified and ever had to actually use it, my warning shots would be a little too accurate. I'm shitting you not, dude. I went to my chief. They let 2 of my guys qualify this gun, right? They let 2 of my guys qualify that gun out of the division of 12. And I went up and was like, hell yeah, I want to qualify. No. What do you mean no? Go talk to the chief of the boat. Okay, why the hell do I have to jump such the chain of command to get an answer for this? What the hell? Because it's supposed to be talk to your LPO, talk to your chief, talk to your division officer, and then you can go to the chief of the boat for that. I had to go straight to the chief of the boat, and he was like, listen, Bates, I'm going to be honest with you. We know you have a temper, and we know you don't like foreign enemies. We know you are very proficient with guns for some reason. We don't know why you decided to become a mechanic, but we're worried that your warning shots might be a little too on target. What do you mean? We're worried you're actually going to shoot the boats. Isn't that the point? Warning shots are not meant to hit. I'm telling you, if you hit one of them, that's a pretty damn good warning. That'll tell everybody else on that boat I'm not screwing around. Yeah, that's the problem, Bates. We don't want you killing somebody that you don't have to kill.
See, your argument with that one would just be, I was just going to take the tip of his cigarette off.
Yeah, with a light machine gun.
Smoking kills.
Yeah.
with a light machine gun. I was pissed. I was so pissed I couldn't qualify that gun. Oh, man. They let me qualify everything else. The M4A1, the 12 gauge, the Beretta 9mm. They let me qualify everything else, but they wouldn't let me go Rambo on things.
I was lucky when I was in the cadets. I've never been active service myself, but I was in the cadets, which is basically the scouts, but for the armed forces here in the UK. Kind of like ROTC, is it, over there?
Yeah.
But there's no obligation to join the military after. I was in the Army Cadets myself. I was one of the last generations of cadets to fire the Lee Enfield in 22 caliber. Now they use an air gun for their qualifying gun, and then you use a 5.56. That's a big jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had to use air guns with lasers in boot camp because they were worried that we'd have another Full Metal Jacket sitting there, 7.62 Full Metal Jacket kind of bullshit. They were worried somebody would shoot somebody. But once we got to it, and I passed that one with the air gun, and they put a real gun in my hand, and they were kind of concerned as to why I was going to be a mechanic. I should have gone to the Marines. Not to rub it in, M2HB, M240, my holy crap. Carl, can I drop one of our F-bombs for the show today?
Yeah, we better not.
Damn it.
I know.
All right, fruit you.
Yeah.
You have no idea how much I've been controlling myself, because if you know anything about anyone from the UK, we like to swear a lot, and our favorite word is the C word. So I've been trying to do everything.
Navy sailor, Bubba. You and me are in the same
U.S.
boat.
Army.
We're trying to actually get sponsorships and contracts, so we're actively
So we're working on that. So we got to watch the F-bomb and other words on here. But yeah, it's great.
I hate you. You got to shoot so many toys.
A lot of them do. Well, look at the toys you got to shoot when you was in the service compared to when I was in the service.
M4A1, Mossberg 12 gauge, and Beretta 9mm. That was it.
Yeah, I shot an M16,
Now we had
short and
M16.
shotgun, and a 911 45.
We had the M16s on board. We only had 3 of them. And most of our guns came with iron sights. I think those were the only guns with ACOG scopes on them. I'm fond of 1911s. I have 1911s. I've shot those. Love them to death. But they're a bitch to clean.
Yeah, but I shot an M16 that said Mattel on it.
Yeah, you shot a toy company gun.
That, I'll tell you what, that makes you feel real safe when you just join the service. You get in there, they hand you an M16, you got to break it down, you're breaking it down, you're looking at it going, Mattel? That's a toy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The things you learn.
Mm-hmm.
But we digress. The UK, I feel very sorry for you. The fact that you've gotten to shoot so many different interesting guns is baffling to me. I didn't think you were going to be able to shoot any unless you were licensed magically to be able to do that.
The joys of being, well, sadly, no longer. Well, sadly, not so sadly, I did vote Brexit, but there we go. The joys of being part of the EU was I got to go to a lot of different countries to friends that I knew through some of my gaming groups and things like that, and they had a lot of these guns. Like with the Lahti, I managed to shoot that in Finland with one of my friends who lives in Finland, who is also ex-service. Also, can we just really touch really quickly? The Finnish service rifle's wire cutter is ridiculous. The Valmance wire cutter, where you twist the wire around the muzzle device and then fire off a round to cut the wire. Weird.
Well, speaking of that, we actually have muzzle brake attachments for shotguns here in America, which are designed to be utilized with a 12 gauge slug to break chains.
Yeah, that's part of the Finish's thing. But I've also got a really good friend who lives in Switzerland, and if you know anything about Switzerland, they're quite lax when it comes to what you can own.
Beautiful women.
Yes.
Yes, and they're also very rich women, and they're a bit too rich for my blood too.
If she wants to be my sugar mama, fine.
Yeah.
I digress.
If we can get some Swiss women watching this show and she wants to donate to me, fine. I'll take my shirt off right now.
Yeah, but my friend in Switzerland has got a hefty gun collection, and that's where I've shot. With the service rifles in the UK, I've gone to a few army range days and stuff like that at Bisley, which is one of the bigger ranges where the army comes out and they basically give you the guns and they're just like, hey, shoot this, but we're going to watch you every second to make sure you don't mess this up.
The army actually lets you shoot their weapons?
Yes, and also in Switzerland, when I went over there, the army comes out to a big range in Switzerland and they pay for all the ammunition and you can come and shoot there for the day and they have a competition.
Why would you not just move over there?
Yeah. Because it is over £1 million a house.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
When I was in Switzerland, it cost me, I think it was £14 for a loaf of bread.
Oh my God.
That's $1,390,565.
You're welcome to go live there if you want to.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to take a vacation there, but I
think I could live there for about 3 seconds on that pay scale.
I think I could go take a cruise over there, get off the boat, and breathe for about 5 seconds, and I'd be okay.
In a landlocked country.
Yeah, that's the only way I'm going to be able to do
that. But they are very strict on how you can maintain your guns, though, because if you get too harsh of a speeding ticket, they will take away your right to own a gun.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yes.
And being the only woman that watches this show, it's just because of this, right? That's why.
Well, you got 2 or 3 watching.
I know. We've got April, Julie, so we've got 3 women that watch actively.
Yeah. Grizzle.
But
yeah.
Yeah. A speeding ticket? Really?
Yes, if it is over a certain thing. a certain speed, they will take away your gun rights forever.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't want to live over there either.
No, but that's just like what we was talking about earlier. What all do they? What kind of background check do they do when you go to get your license over there?
It is a very extensive background check, depending on which section license you're going for. Personally, I've only ever applied for a Section 2, but it does go all the way up to Section 5. Section 5 holders can hold automatic rifles, all sorts of things that are not available to the general public, but they do not give those out very frequently. You usually have to have a military special forces background or some sort of chief of police stature, sort of thing like that. But they do a very extensive background check into everything. Any
So you
domestic
have
abuse,
you
things
have
like
5 different basic registrations for your guns. Is what I'm getting.
yes.
Number 5 being fully automatic. We have 2, maybe 3 down here. I know of 2. I'm pretty sure it's only 2, which would be Class 3, which is a more extensive background. And that's where you go and get your tag stamp, and they do a rigorous background. It takes several months for you to get the gun back. But if I want to go buy a pistol, a shotgun, a rifle, as long as it's within legal limits, being it's not a short-barreled shotgun, I can walk out that same day. It takes it takes 20 minutes, and I'm going home with a new gun.
But I was going to show him and compare to what that HR 127 that's in there that they haven't brought up yet. On the background check, they get to check your ex-wives or ex-husbands.
Yeah, they can go to your family members and see if you'd be good to have a gun.
Yeah.
And there are some petty bitches out there.
Oh, yeah. My ex-wives, they,
No, you don't need to talk to them. Well, we need to talk to them. No, you don't. Please don't. Please don't.
Let me put it this way. The amount that I paid for my license, my rifle nearly became my wifeful.
See, I don't have to, unless I get a Class 3, I don't have to pay any extra for the gun.
right.
I don't have to pay for a license. I don't have to pay for anything right now. And I'm looking at going to Academy probably tomorrow to pick up another toy or 2. I say 2 because that's a bad habit of mine. I go to pick up one gun and I see like 3 more I want.
Yeah.
But I do want a 45 ACP concealed carry gun because I like 45 more.
Personally, my favorite pistol cartridge is something around the lines of 10mm, like a 357 SIG.
We actually have Colt 1911s in 10mm over here.
Yep.
The only way I found that out was one of my old neighbors, God rest his soul. He had a 1911 and 10mm and could not find ammo to save his life.
I believe they're Delta something. Am I right? They got like a little triangle on the grip.
I don't know.
I think so. I won't swear to it, but you looking it up?
Yeah, as far it looks like there's a bunch of different 10mm now. Ronin Springfield Armory does one. Actually looks pretty good. Let's go to, oh wow. Yeah, there's a lot.
I think one of my favorite things to come out of recent development, though, is people challenging FNs thrown on the 5.7.
There's a lot of different 10mm.
Yeah.
But this is the one you were talking about. This is the Colt Delta Elite.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about, the Colt Delta Elite.
I love Kimber. Let me show you the Kimber I'm looking to get.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Kimber
That's
does
something else. I'm not even a 1911 fan, and that is something else.
I love Kimber guns. They're usually, I got my first Kimber on sale for $800, which was half my Colt. And Kimber is usually one of the bigger name, like you're going to spend an arm and a leg on a gun. But the reason I like 1911s compared to Glocks, now H&K, I think it's H&K does a version like Glock does, but they actually have a safety on them. The
Yeah.
reason why I like 1911 so much is if you looked at the photo on the back side back there, there's a little trigger switch.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's called
your
the
palm
it's called
safety.
the dovetail. It's the palm safety, and they have another safety selector up here. Plus, you can also release the trigger or the hammer itself and push it forward, and keep it in a another condition of carry. So all you'd have to do is pull your hammer back. I can see it being somewhat beneficial. I don't see me utilizing it compared to just using the safety on it. I think the safety would be quicker to flick down instead of pull a hammer back.
Now, I've just been looking through my notes and I've covered almost everything that I wanted to cover, but I have got one question for you guys.
Okay.
And that is because in the UK, there's actually a thing going on right now where the implementation of biometric ID for firearms would potentially give us a bit more of gun freedom. What is your opinion on biometrically locked firearms?
I can see it being beneficial in war zones where a foreign enemy cannot utilize your firearm, but I have seen a lot of biometrics become faulty very easily. Water, scratches, cracked screens, stuff like that. I don't see a real benefit utilizing that across the board. Again, the only real reason I would utilize it would be for fighting foreign wars, so the
Right.
enemies can't use your gun. Now, I do agree with biometric locks because they are quicker. You touch your hand down, it opens up. Boom, right there. Because it's not being put in a condition where it can get damaged.
Well, that's our thing behind it. They're on about if more people adopt biometric locks and things like that, they're thinking about reversing the thing where we have to store all our stuff separately.
Now, that would be beneficial for y'all with
Yeah.
how strict your gun laws are.
Right.
I could see that being a huge benefit for you, being able to keep your guns in a safe condition in your home. But here in America, no, I would not utilize that at all.
No.
Because if you can get to my guns, I'm probably dead.
Right.
When that saying comes up, pride from my cold dead hands, yeah, this guy. Again, I don't see it being too beneficial as far as here in America.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I just wanted to get your opinion on it just because, I've got some questions for you guys, and obviously you've got a lot of questions for me.
I mean, that's what we're here for. If
Yeah,
you have
that's
questions,
fine.
knock them out.
But yeah, it could be if it would help you get easier gun laws over there where you're at, then I would say it'd probably be a good deal. Where what we've got going on here in the United States, I don't see it that much.
No. Yeah. Go, any other questions you got for us?
Um,
And that goes to everybody in the him as
Chat
well as
room,
you.
any
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, if y'all got questions,
Oh, we blinked again. You know what that means. Hi, Facebook.
Hi, Facebook. You afraid of something?
You've heard that, haven't you, Luke?
You don't like
Yeah.
me?
When we're doing live shows, if it blinks, Facebook is monitoring and watching the show.
And blocking our numbers and comments. So if we
Yeah.
don't answer your question, it's not us.
It's not us doing it.
If you have a question you really want answered and we're not responding to you via Facebook, find us on our other platforms, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, any other one you can comment on actively, and we'll answer. Get it to us and we'll answer, even on the Discord.
Right.
Because we do, we are going to start pushing utilizing the Discord more, especially when we get the website up. We'll have information on the Discord and the website for all of y'all. And
Right.
If you have a question, I do have my Discord open while I'm doing the show. So if you have a question for me and you can't find a way to get it to me, Discord's a free app. I'm not sponsored by them, but I love it. I'll get the link posted for y'all to ask any kind of questions you want. So
And I'm over in the Discord too, so if you have any UK questions, I will be more than happy to respond. I've always got Discord on my phone. Just shoot me a message and I'll be happy to talk you through whatever you want to talk about.
Right, because
This-
Luke is on our Discord
Yep.
and everything, and you'll find him as, hopefully I say this right,
Dogsy.
Dogsy.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, you'll
All
find
right.
him as Dogsy on our Discord.
Mr. Carl, I posted the Discord link in the private chat. If you could put that in the Facebook comments for me, I would really appreciate it.
Okay, I sure will.
But yeah, if y'all have any questions, go ahead. What's the most common round over there? Common round. He spelled common wrong.
Common round over here would be 22 LR, 303 British, because a lot of people do only Enfields, and the 8mm Mauser as well. Those are very common rounds. Also, the 338 Lapua is also a very common round.
Really?
Those are usually loaded in Mausers. Mauser makes you firearms that take a 338 Lapua.
That's
They're
surprising.
very nice. They're very nice rifles too, actually. They're very well checkered and everything. They're absolutely gorgeous quality.
I have a Ruger precision rifle in 338 Lapua and 22 LR. I love them. I love the Ruger precision rifles. They're basically a affordable reach out and touch a rifle. If you don't want to buy a competition $10,000 gun. But 338 Lapua is not. In fact, Academy stopped actually selling it in stores because people weren't buying it. Now the Academy I have over here will sell 50 BMG, but I moved away from the city a little further, and now I'm kind of out on the outskirts of the sticks. So we've got a lot of good old boys with a lot of money that like to shoot really big guns. So 50 BMG is very common around in the Academy right now.
No, we've got a more liberal access to 338 Lapua because Lapua is the factory, which is in Finland. So it's not that far to travel. So we've got actual 338 Lapua from the factory. That's pretty cheap, to be fair.
So what I need to do is get with you, get your Cash App, and send you money, and you just mail me my ammo. Got it.
That is illegal.
Just put on there vitamins.
It's only illegal for you to do that. It's not illegal for me.
Put vitamins on the
just
package.
Put vitamins. Call it good. Yeah, that's but that's I can't even ship ammo. What other questions do you have for us, Luke?
Right, so as you know, I talked about this in the chat the other week, but I would love to ask you again now that I've got you via voice. What would you recommend for a concealed carry gun for when I move to the US? Because that is something that I am doing.
Yes. Now I have
and
shown
move to Missouri.
I have shown
Break
my
gun
Glock.
laws.
I have shown my Glock 43X several times on the show. It's smaller than than my hand, so I can hide it very well. If you want to go with a bigger round, which is what I'm looking at doing, I did find a gun in 45 ACP that I'm looking at going to get because I like having. I don't know where to go.
No, as I've said before, I've got very awkward hands. They do not fit a lot of firearms, and I've only been able to find one pistol that actually fits me that I don't pick up, and it's like swaying all over the place and everything because it's too heavy or something like that. And that is the SIG P226. It just fits my hand very well, and
that's one thing you really want to look at is find something that's comfortable with you,
weight wise and comfort fit.
But it is a very big gun, which is going to be very hard to conceal.
380 is a good gun too.
I believe it was this one. Let me put the share screen on. This is the gun I'm looking at going and getting. I like Smith & Wesson M&P. I like Heckler and Koch a little more because it does have that safety. So when I get this gun, I will be getting another case like this where it locks the gun in place. But this is basically the Glock 43X. It's a 3.5 inch compact 7+1 round firearm. This one's 12 or 13. No, 10+1. But they do have magazines now that are 15 rounds for the
What's the
Glock
weight
43
on it?
eggs. The weight would be 22.6 ounces.
Pound and a half.
Yep, and the overall length is 6.5 inches. This is if you wanted a 45 ACP. If you want a 9mm, I would recommend going with the Glock 43X because it does come with the 10 round magazine starting. It's one of the larger magazine capacity compact firearms you can get, and again, they do have magazines now that are 15 rounds for the Glock 43X.
And
It just
also,
depends on
from
what
what I've
caliber you
seen
want
from YouTubers going to SHOT Show, you can also get a Glock cut in half with
Yes,
that
you
fold-in
can.
mechanism and everything.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would feel about that. I'd have to actually buy it to utilize it. There's also the Smith & Wesson does have that same gun I just showed on the screen in 38. So if you wanted to get a 38 caliber in a compact gun, Smith & Wesson also has that as well.
Yeah, I think there's only about 3 guns that I've actually felt really comfortable when it comes to handguns, and that's the P226, the Beretta 92FS, and the new one that my friend out in Switzerland got, which I managed to go and shoot before lockdown, which is the Ruger 57, which is a challenging FN of this 5.7 Throne.
Here's a question: does who like aluminum rounds? Because I hate them. I hate steel rounds and I hate aluminum rounds. Aluminum rounds, the casings typically break and tear on you upon exiting the firearm. They're impossible to reload. It's a soft metal. It's a very, very. I would not personally use aluminum rounds ever.
No.
I would use steel rounds before I used aluminum. The reason I say steel rounds are crappy is because they are coated with a protective substance to help with corrosion, and that substance can melt in your firearm, making cleaning much more difficult. But it does look like they're asking that question for you, Luke. Do you like aluminum rounds?
Aluminum rounds, I've never fired them. I've always been a brass and lead guy, always, just because it's the easiest thing. I've never actually tried aluminum rounds, or aluminium, as we would say. Just don't know. But yeah, I've tried steel rounds. I've been out in different countries, and steel rounds, I've got to say, the balls after I've seen them shoot steel rounds is ungodly. But yeah.
I don't like the risk of using steel or aluminum.
Right.
You got the whole thing with the US trying to rifle for military use now with the plastic rounds. Have you seen this?
The plastic rounds
with rifles.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious, but I know what's going to happen. They're going to shoot 10 rounds. That gun's going to start getting hot, and they're going to start melting rounds inside their guns.
Yeah.
You're going to get discharges then, aren't you? You're going to get a discharge in the magazine and just going to be...
You're going to burn that plastic off. You're going to have hot
oof.
contact on powder, and it's going to blow up in your gun.
Right.
I don't. They're funny to
get
talk
on
about.
You guys, by the way, who... Because you guys actually know what I'm talking about. If I go down to the pub right now, but if I go down to the pub and I talk to my friends, no clue what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've been a gun advocate for a while. I only really started collecting guns though about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Let's see. I got my first shotgun when I was 16. I got my 1911 at 2011. I was 19. At 23, I got my first 1911. And then I want to say 2019 and 2020, I started buying up a lot of guns. 2019 and
Wait,
2020, I bought combined.
You got shot at 16.
Yeah, I got a shotgun
Yeah.
at 16. My dad bought it for me and gave it to me for a
That
Christmas
is
present.
so alien to me.
I got a Remington. What is it? It's a Remington Woodstock, just a classic pump action shotgun I got at 16.
The 870.
It may be. Let me look.
Let's see. I had a
Yeah, would be a
Sears and
Remington 870.
Roebuck 410 bolt action when I was 10.
Now, is there a limit to how many guns you can buy once you have your license, like in a given day?
In a given go to the firearms store, they're like, I want to buy 10 shotguns. They're probably going to give you a look. They might give them to you, but like the whole thing. But
Okay, so
I
you don't
wouldn't
have
go
that
out and buy
restriction.
more guns in one day.
I have gone to Academy and treated myself to 2 guns multiple times in one day. I like that pistol. I like that shotgun. Let me take them both.
Gun shop in every town.
Yeah.
We've got a gun shop for every 20 miles around here, probably.
I know there's like 8 gun shops within about 5 miles.
Let's see. I got 1,
Yeah.
2, 3. I got 3 of them within 20 miles.
In 20 miles, we're probably looking at about 10 or 12 gun shops.
Yeah.
For me. Any other questions, Luke?
Let me just Google this really quick. Quick thing. The closest gun to me right now is 10 miles away.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't have a question, but if you would like, I can actually show what is available in the UK.
Sure, let's see.
Go right ahead.
Make fun of the UK some more.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull up. Do, 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 do.
There's 4 shops within my fair. Richie was reminding me.
So this is online firearms and airgun retailer. Okay, they're called Pelpax. They will deliver straight to your door, and where you've got to have a face-to-face sale in the UK, these are all licensed dealers, and they will come to your house for 2 years. This is the only delivery service you can get in the UK for real guns. Yeah, it's up there if you want to just switch it over, or if you already have.
Yeah, I've already put it up. I got a blank screen up there. I think you
give
got
me
a
just second.
extra window open.
Right, can you see it now?
No, I'm going to take it off and put it back on. Just a second. Let's see what happens.
All right.
Go up there. Now it's not showing anything.
All right. Right. Do you want me to send you? You can view it.
Reshare. I'm gonna click this one off. I'm gonna click this off and reshare it. Okay.
All right.
No, I don't want to do that. Let's see. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay. I'll kick that one off. Hopefully it don't. Oh, I just lost him.
Oh, no.
Dozy, come back. When I went to kick his share screen off, it kicked him off.
Oh, no.
Oh, hopefully he pops back in.
Yeah. Let me send him a message.
Yeah, send him a message on Discord and say pop back in. For folks in the chat room listening, we had our friend from the chat room and Discord, Luke from the UK, was talking with us tonight on our show about their laws over there. And it's
Yeah.
been Facebook blocking. Nope, not our Facebook. But his Facebook over there, yeah, they block everybody. There he is. Sorry about that. I went to take your share screen down and it took you off.
No, it's all good. Let me share it again, then.
Yeah, share it again.
Share screen. Application window. Okay, this should work this time.
There we go.
There it is.
So, this help has a very cool logo, as you can see. They've also got a 2026 21 sale on the moment, and these are all the departments we've got. So we've got Eggs, Pythons, Archery and Crossbows, Scopes, and Optics, Clothing, Combat and Survival, Outdoor, Shot, Hands. So, I know you're not interested in egg guns, get right into rifles. As for shots, what would you guys like to see first?
Let's go with your rifle.
Let's
go
see
with
rifles.
Let's see your rifles.
Rifles. Okay, rifles.
And they deliver
We got
right to your
centerfire
door.
rifles, centerfire barreled rifles. Yes, they do. Rifles, spare magazines, and sound moderators. Should we go for centerfire first?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go centerfire.
Okay. Let's load up a second. As you can tell, that is nowhere. Right. So, as you can see, from the left, we got Rens, Mossbergs, all sorts of little things. Ruger's very popular over here at the moment, actually. And they're all pretty cheap, like they're $5,000.
They're not badly priced,
well,
really.
that's $400. No. And obviously, I'm not too used to seeing making rifles. But they do make rifles in the UK. Quite a lot of them, actually. Most people I know own. CZ make rifles over here, too. And then we got 5 pages of just literally all bolt action rifles. You won't see any other things. You see a few lever actions here and there, but not much else.
Wow.
When we get to 22 LR, that's when things start to get a little bit funky.
Yeah.
But you can have stuff with like large this Ruger over here in 308 Winchester. That's got a very M14-ish style magazine, and it's a bolt down, and it's got a rail and all this sorts of stuff. We can have that sort of stuff. It's just this Remington Model 100. We can have that sort of stuff. It's just the fact of it can't be semi-automatic.
It's
A
disappointing.
big thing here. Yeah, there's some lovely firearms, and we'll get to firearms in the UK. Some stuff that you won't see many other places, but at the same time, you will not be able to fire much together in the US.
Well, it's kind of like Arkansas.
In fact,
Here in the United States, you deer hunt. You can only deer hunt with a shotgun.
yeah, so painted with the the desert color barrel and all that stuff. They were on about making it so we couldn't paint that right years ago because it gets rid of too many distinguishing marks, apparently.
Oh,
Sure.
Barretts that I was talking about. These Barretts are the big boys. Got 338 Lapua here, 260 Remington, 3 Winchester, 6.5 Creedmoor, and then 300 Winchester Magnum. But 50 cal is something you've got to really order from a specialist person, and they usually import them from the US. So, rifles and shotguns, centerfire, let's try rimfires. So I think it's in the rimfire with these. Yes, it is. Okay. These are all the 20 LRs that we've got, which to say the least. We don't get 1022 here. But interesting stuff like we've got the Mullins, can't pronounce that brand, then the Mossbergs, and this one is that 20 LR that I was talking about, AR. It is semi-automatic, and down here are the Mossbergs. These are Mossberg.
Now, are you guys able to get a 25-06 over there?
25-06? I'm not too sure about that one.
It's what me and my buddy use over here, and it's a long-range rifle.
Yeah, we can get a lot of long ranges, as you can see, but we don't really get much variety when it comes to it. We get what's off the shelf. That's about it. Take anything or anything.
What's that? That second one on that page at the top of the page right there with the funny-looking stock.
This one here, the little badger.
It's a 22 of some type. I was looking at it. Next to the one that looks like an AR.
Oh, this one. Yeah, this is a takedown gun. Basically, just one of the survival rifles where you take it down into 2 pieces.
Oh, folding stock and all that.
No, it doesn't fold. It's a big barrel that you take the pin out of, and you can store barrel bolt assemblies separately.
Oh.
That also classes as a bolt where you've got to store it separately. One of these Mossberg ARs, you can store it full.
Man, I'd have to have too many places in the house to hide everything.
Yep. Y'all want to see what I'm looking at buying?
Yep.
Tomorrow, I might go to the Academy and buy 2 of these. Which one is, go ahead and pull that up. They have this one available, which is that 45 ACP compact 7+1 that I was talking about. They have this one, which I've been waiting on for a little bit to come back, which is just a full-size 9mm. It's Connect TP9, which from the reviews, it's meant to take an ass whooping for 1, and 2, it's basically out of the box a competition gun with a very minimal needs to modify it to make it full competition. So there's been marvelous reviews about this gun. I'm really curious to try it out myself. So it's one reason I want it. I also want a full size 9mm because 9mm is cheaper to shoot than 45 ACP.
Right.
Of course, there's the Kemper Rapid Black Ice, which is just a sexy ass gun.
Yeah.
Taurus Raging Judge Magnum, which shoots 3 different calibers: 45 long Colt, 454 Cazul, and 410 shotgun shells. It shoots a shit ton of really big bullets. The only thing I have a problem with this one is it's the only revolver I've ever really liked. But the problem I have with this is there's 2 different locks on your chamber to open up and reload. So you have to push this one and pull this one down at the same time to open it up to reload.
Right.
I mean, it kind of makes sense with the pressure.
It's got the calibers it's shooting have a lot of foot-pounds it needs to. I've been waiting for this gun to come back for months and months. Same with the Taurus Raging Judge Magnum. They're sold out, and I can't find them anywhere right now. Then there's Marlin 1895 SBL. It's the only gun on their on Marlin's website rated for a T-Rex. And you can look on their website and pull up the Marlin 1895 SBL, and it says what it's rated for. And on the very last one, it's a T-Rex. I've always wanted a lever action. The reason why I want this one is it's got the more open loop. I've got big hands. I want a gun that I know is going to fit. It also shoots a 4570 government. So it's,
right, like the Cheyenne from the old show had the big loop,
and it's another really large caliber. And this is yeah.
Oh damn!
Barrett's M10 107A1, and I want to get this one in the gray. It won't show me on the gray on the website, but it's yeah, that is my gun bucket.
Now I got a question for you. That deal on the butt of the gun there, the leg. What do you think of that?
I think it's handy.
I've heard a lot of people say they don't like them.
I think it's a benefit because it's going to help take some of that recoil as well. It's also going to take some of the weight instead of balancing the weight on your shoulder to aim. You got to remember the Barrett's a heavy gun.
Right.
It's not going to show me. Barrett, I think, is a 35 or a 50-pound gun. So it's a beefy boy. So I think having that, one, to help with the weight to aim, and two, having that, knock it off, Gunny, two, having that to take some of that recoil off you is going to be a benefit.
Right.
I think it's a handy feature. But yeah, that's my gun bucket list. I will be putting a bigger muzzle brake, though. I will be putting a much, much bigger muzzle brake.
Meanwhile,
we
just wanted to shoot an MPX.
Well, two of those guns I can knock off probably tomorrow. As long as I wake up and Academy still has them for sale, I can go pick up the Knick and the Smith & Wesson tomorrow. I've been waiting for the Rapid Black Ice for about 2 months. I've been waiting for the Raging Judge for about 8 months, and I've been waiting for the SBL for about a year. Yeah, once this shit started and people were buying guns up left and right, they can't make them quick enough to get them back out there.
No, they can't.
And I've contacted them directly, and they're like, well, you just got to wait. Fuck you.
It's going to be like that for a long time since who we got in office.
Yeah. So I'm looking at getting at least the Knick TP9 and the Smith & Wesson M&P 45 ACP within the next couple of days.
Well, we got about 3 minutes left in the show. Luke, anything else you want to tell our listeners?
Don't live in the UK?
Not much, just stuff you can always end up like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are well screwed with the waves up. For instance, we play F, and most people in the US wouldn't think twice about buying this off gun. I have a license for that. I've got to get a license for a thing that shoots plastic.
You got to get a license to watch TV.
Right.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why, one, we love having guests, because we get other experiences. We get to learn laws about their locations. We've told y'all, if you want us to cover laws for your location, we'll do it. He was willing to come on and talk firsthand experience of why the Second Amendment is so important in America for us. Because as soon as we lose that one amendment, everything else will fall.
Right.
So be careful, be cautious, and be educated. Always be educated.
Right.
We appreciate y'all coming out again on these lovely Monday evenings. I know it's not the best time for a show, but this is what we can do. Please give us a share, give us a reaction. The Discord link should be in the comments. I'm going to get with Carl after the show, start getting the website hashed out, and I will have our merchandise. Mr. Carl, can you pull up our merchandise right now?
Yeah, let me do that real quick.
I will get our merchandise link tagged on Facebook, so it should pop up as the #1 post, and I'll have that link in Discord as well. So if you ever want to buy any of our merch, And you saw Travis come in earlier, and we gave him a shout out. He is actually going to be designing 2 more designs for us to have new merch on. So be looking for those here in a couple weeks. But if you want to buy any of that, we'll get that link posted up.
Yeah,
for
we're
y'all.
going to get that all up and running this week. I'll put the hoodie up on there. There's our hoodie that we have.
Do you guys ship worldwide? That is my question.
This will ship from this side here. I believe it will. If it doesn't, contact me on Discord and I'll see what the rate is and I'll try to get one over to you.
We have shirts and hoodies in different colors. Oh, we appreciate that. We have shirts and hoodies in different colors. We're also looking at doing this on mugs, sweatpants, yoga pants for the ladies,
water bottles, coffee cups, a lot of different items going to be coming out.
Yep. So be watching for any updates through the Discord and Facebook links. If you don't follow us on Facebook, you should. Well, we lost him again. But we appreciate.
Oh, we did lose him, didn't we?
Yep, we lost him.
Oh man.
But Luke, if you're listening, still
he's back.
There he is.
There he is.
So you can go and support getting the Second Amendment Ranch started. We do have donations as well. Let me get. If you go to our donation website, which I will have on the Discord and the Facebook later this evening as well, if you donate $25, you're going to get a sticker. $50 will get you a patch or a shirt. $100 will get you a month membership. $500 will give you a 5-month membership. $750 will get you the 5-month membership as well as the sticker, shirt, patch, all that, and you get the pay-per-view footage when we do get the ranch up and running. Again, with the ranch, we're going to have actual breaching footage. That will be the pay-per-view, whereas the spoof footage we will be making fun of on the show. So anything you want to watch them really run through it will be a pay-per-view. But if you donate $750, you get a year membership to that. And then $1,000 will get you a year membership with the 1-year pay-per-view, shirt, sticker, patch, and month membership. But it's the only membership we're going to allow to be renewed. So $1,000 a year will get you, as long as you continue your membership, that's the only one we will allow you almost full access. Once you complete all the courses and requirements, you can have full access there, 24/7. Whenever you need to come out, you call us. That will get you that. And that's
right. I'll
the
get that
only
up
one.
there.
That's the only membership we're going to allow to be renewed. So once the ranch is up and running, if you didn't do the year membership, that's once your membership's up, it's up.
Right. But again, we want to thank Luke. Luke, thank you very much for coming on the show today. Anytime, just reach out to us in Discord, man. It was great having you on here. A lot of information got shared.
Oh, yeah.
And and this for our chat room. He was in our chat room last week. He was in our chat room last week and typing in some important information in the chat room, and then we invited him to be on the show. So, just tell us what you like in the chat room. You never know. You may be invited to be on the show.
Yep. But we appreciate y'all coming out. As always, I'm Cameron.
And I'm Carl.
Thanks again, Luke, for joining us. And welcome to the Second Amendment Ranch.